Tonight at Senator Graham's watch party was electric, with dozens of supporters shouting their congratulations at the new nominee. Live 5's Victoria Blair is live in Columbia at that watch party tonight. Victoria, a lot of excitement there tonight. History in the making as Darline Graham or Dr. Annie Andrews set to be the first female elected senator in South Carolina history. Victoria?
Yes, you could definitely feel the excitement in the room, and Darline led the polls all night against Congressman Ralph Norman, and now it was enough to secure her spot as the Republican Senate nominee. Now, just over a month ago, Darline was sworn in as the interim senator, and just following the death of her brother, Lindsey Graham, tonight she becomes the party's official nominee. She carried President Trump's endorsement throughout her campaign and this runoff. Graham made clear she is not running as a career politician. Instead, she focuses on issues like the affordability crisis and lowering health care costs, issues she says she understands firsthand. She also renewed her promise to carry on her brother's legacy in the Senate. Graham says she misses Lindsey, but she believes he'd be proud tonight. She admits this night is a mix of emotions, bittersweet without her brother by her side. Still, she says she will work hard every day to earn every voter's trust in the election for November. Governor Henry McMaster was also there standing with Graham, showing his support. Tonight, Graham delivered her message to supporters who say this is still Graham country.
We stand back up the way South Carolinians have done and look forward to the future. South Carolina was founded by fighters, and we are fighters. We will fight for South Carolina with everything we have. So to every Republican, every independent, and every South Carolinian, the battle lies ahead. Join us in this fight.
Darline Graham will now face Dr. Annie Andrews in November for South Carolina's U.S. Senate election. In Columbia, Victoria Blair, Live 5 News.
Victoria, thank you. The South Carolina Republican Party congratulated Senator Graham tonight, saying in a statement, quote, "Now it's time for Republicans to come together, unite, and work to expose the Democrats' candidate for the radical liberal that she truly is." Annie Andrews issuing her own statement following Senator Graham's win earlier tonight. She posted to X to say, quote, "The field is set and I'm ready to bring this election home."